faire 150 tous les deux. Et ça vous
These days are running slow. Sunsets and shores far from home. Headlights are shining on the sea. No place on earth I'd rather be. And I could try to just follow this way, but I'll never find the same. most of this, I'm sure. Gonna try to sing the sunrise and sing. Now tell me, have you ever danced in the rain? And I could try to just follow the sweat, but I'll never find this anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, the museum will be closing in 10 minutes.
S'il vous plaît, please.
How many, how often?
Ja, ich denke das.
Exactement.
Parfait.